we walk through. She know the game when we walk through. 40. I know some niggas I had to get rid of cause niggas just wasn't 1,000. I pray on the daily to make it home safely and keep all that fake from around me. Advise you to chill. I know some hitters who body count fucking astounding. Type through a hit, pack up the burner and ship it right back to the mountains. Just talk to end corrections, it's curtains when all of my big homies touch down. Cali got more bands than Brown off the M-band. We make it jump when we in town. Throw me the lie. She fell in love with the checker flag. Oh, not to mention she bony, but she ride it like she from Trinidad. And I know her boyfriend, lil' bro, a sucker, do anything for the wet. When she with me, I make her bust it, send it right back to the project. I called on my phone, the number unknown. They talking about letting they line stretch, but that ain't a thing, cause I'm with some wildcats down for that hand-to-hand contact, nigga.
Check 1 2. Welcome back to the King Status Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Mortar King, along with my brothers
EdBuck LC, aka Playboy Bucky.
J. Duce, Mr. Prolific Design Studios.
I do say so myself. And as he was saying, we're here once again at the Prolific Design Studios. And thank y'all for tuning in again with us. We appreciate all the support and love y'all been giving us. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. How y'all motherfuckers feeling?
I'm feeling good, man.
Feeling
How you feeling,
good,
Mr.
bro.
Duce?
Good. How's everybody week, man? I feel good. Like, yeah, man. We here. It was in a good, busy, productive week for me. You know, baby just had a birthday, so that was fun. We got a chance to. I got to see
birthday to Lord,
Marcus
man.
climb all through jungle gyms. He had a ball.
Yeah,
he was having more fun than the kids.
I'm about to say probably that one. Then before that, he was at the wrestling theme one. I was crying at the pictures.
Oh, that was Juan's birthday.
I know. I'm just saying, like, I'm like,
that was a good joke.
You acting how you. I was like, bruh, if that was anybody's birth, like no matter what, like that being a wrestling theme, I was like, he was gonna be exactly the same way, like, because I'm like, you know, if bro, because you know he watch wrestling and stuff like that. I'm like, yo, I just wish one time.
You seen the picture we took?
Yeah,
that's why I was like, oh, he must be talking about that picture.
So I'm like, bro, I'm like, as much as we joked around and did that specifically, but as soon as I said, I was like, bro, this nigga never go. Like,
Stone Cold Stunner. Classic move.
No, yeah, the classic wrestler. Classic, yo. That was a golden, like, I feel like we came from so many golden ages, yo. Like the golden age of sports media, the golden age of wrestling, the golden age of basketball to me.
I literally say this to people. I say, yo, I feel like I was born exactly at the right time for like everything. I'm like, yo, music was great in the 90s. I'm like, basketball was good in the 90s. I'm like, just
we still talking the early 2000s too, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I mean, like, for where we started, specifically, like, yo,
your generation.
Like, I was like, it was someone on Twitter that said, yo, who won a championship when you was born? I'm like, damn, the Bulls won when I was born. And my boy was like, man, F them, because he did too for me. But I'm like, bro, that's because they
went on a run.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, that's when they started dominating, like, and those times and stuff. So I'm like,
I feel like it was a great time for representation for us, but at a different race. Like right now, we have so much representation in movies and films, and I think everybody else does too. But at that time, it's kind of, I feel like when like hip hop culture and I feel like black culture just took control of everything. Like it was already dressing like something similar, but then it became like you had kids in the suburbs in the baggy jeans, like the Drewski's kid he just dropped.
I'm about to say,
and but it's also sad too because where the world went. So it's like they missed out on the big bag of being independent. Like when I was watching that And1 documentary, I was like, bruh, if that was like now, if that was, I said, bruh, they would have got an even bigger bag. That was back then when only you get one or two, like, and there's no shot at nobody, but like Hot Sauce, Professor, like it's just like them, the ones that were able to still have a lane where they can build their own audience.
I feel like it's funny, like with that specifically, because of like the one topic we was talking about as far as like the goats and stuff like that, whatever. It made me think about that. Like you saying it instantly just made me think. I was like, yo, that demographic stuff really do be real. Cause I'm like, I'm not saying Professor ain't nice or none of that. I'm just like, out of everybody that already was doing, I'm like, why did you just take instantly? Like, I'm like, but you from what was it from Oregon? I think it was. So I'm like, bruh.
Yeah, especially in small places where everybody can rally behind you when you get on.
Mm-hmm.
But especially in professors on the pivot, shout out to them. That's they, they doing their thing as far as I love how that podcast broke up and everybody was able to do their thing.
Right.
But as far as like representation go, right now, like it's two black films pulverizing the industry right now. You got the Spider-Verse with Miles Morales as the Spider-Man, then you have Halle Bailey as a Little Mermaid.
Yep.
And the world is kind of appreciative, but they don't understand that movie industry as far as how that having those two black films go back to back is going to cannibalize the other one. Like right now, everybody stopped talking about Little Mermaid, even though our community is trying to keep both together. And in the worldwide community, they kind of switching to Spider-Man's the greatest film, comic book film ever. This is great black representation. I'm like, damn, I wish they would have spaced them out to give our culture time to breathe.
Yeah. Well, not really. I don't even think time to breathe, just time for everybody to appreciate it. Like each one for what it is. It's like, okay, now I turn around, let me go watch this one now, and then now I'm just talking about that one. So yeah, like, but I think they are getting a lot of love. Like it's still a Little Mermaid do like 200 million out the gate. Like
115. I'm very into that.
Still,
that's a good opening weekend for Memorial Day weekend. But when you look at the trends, Little Mermaids and the Disney films that all have reached $1 billion. Every live action, because the stories from when we was kids, the animated ones, so they get our nostalgia, and you got you showing your kids. So every one of those films has hit $1 billion.
Yeah, I was just about to say because I remember like. I had seen something and they was like trying to play her for it, like, oh, she only did this for the weekend and stuff like that. And somebody killed it. It was like, yo, that was just in America. We didn't total up like worldwide just yet, whatever. And then
like, only anything.
Yeah, and then I was like, then by the next week, it was all like by the next week they had to bring it back. Like, oh no, they did make $1 billion for the whole world for the week. It was something crazy like that. And I'm just like,
still has a possibility to make $1 billion. It could take a little while to get there. But the trends kind of like, if you look at trends, how people's drop off from movies each week, opening weekend's your biggest weekend. And it's supposed to hit a little bit harder. But for me, I didn't like the fact that coming off of COVID, their first movie to bring back that series, like Marvel was a big thing right now, but Disney got a couple lanes where they give you a couple a couple years.
Oh, yeah.
So they first year off the pandemic, you going to race bend the character to black and then have her be the first one to hit. And now the expectation, now your other market, you got Spider-Man coming right out, which y'all work with. To me, I just kind of see when things are kind of like still, to me, we still have a long way to go as far as our culture being at the forefront when it needs to be. Like,
we at the forefront.
Here at King Status.
Okay, there we go. I'm like, we are shit for me, because the world be acting like.
Oh no.
The world be acting like.
Oh no. No. I was not saying that. We black men.
And I feel like, especially as black people, our voices are so powerful that other people will appropriate us into what they need to get done for their agendas, and we get left on the side of the road.
No, that's exactly what it is, because look at everything. Hip hop, period. It's like, bro, yo, it's like even when I'm out like your way or like in the suburbs and I see these young kids and I'm like, yo, these Asian kids and stuff like that, all of them, even like in the suburbs, I say, yo, hip hop culture is the culture like that. Everybody wants to be like, everybody wants to be in it.
I'm gonna say, you think about, he got the Philly hat on. I'm like, bro, you think about Iverson. He had white kids in with braids, got the fake tattoos with the I3s all up here. So I'm like, bro, I literally watch, even in my city, I'm like, bro, shout out to Cuz. He had a little homie that was like white or whatever. Cool little kid. He's just like a little rebellious little white kid.
That was white.
Hey, yo.
You're right.
He's still here, right? Yeah. Guys made it out. He said he was white, but I'm like, bro, you get lighter, he got darker.
You've been in the village too long.
He's Spanish now.
Like, nah, but it was just funny because I'm like, yo, he was the same way. Like, he got around Cuz, started watching certain stuff with us. Next thing you know, baggy shorts. He started wearing little wristbands with the headbands. I'm like, bruh.
It's
a fact.
I just want to say something real quick. Monologue button. Nah, just real quick. I know it's completely off subject, but it was on my mind because me and Ed had this conversation real quick, but I didn't elaborate with him. Um, I wanna just say to people, there is a difference. I'm going way off, yo. There is a difference between being good to someone and for someone. But just you can be good to someone, you can buy them stuff, take them on trips, but still be not good for them. You don't help them develop anything. But when you're good for them, it's almost like when you say tell me what I need to hear, not what I want to hear.
Mm.
And that's what I think about when I tell people they're good for you. Not they're just good to you, they're good for you because you develop, you become a whole different person. You learn, you're a better person with them. They show you different things in the world. They show you a different look on life, everything. And that when I say that, because I didn't elaborate, when I say that when I say they're good for you, because most of the time, if they're good for you anyway, that means they're good to you.
Absolutely.
So it's like and I know me and you was talking about that, but but people can't. It's a difference between being good to you and good for you. Even though if they're good for you, they're good to you. But it's just the same as when we say, "Tell me what I need to hear, not what I want to hear." And I just wanted to say that because I was like, I keep looking at you, and I was like, I had that in my head, and I was like, I didn't elaborate on the phone because I said,
Yeah.
He's
But-
like, hey, podcast.
yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what it's
Yeah.
here for.
Hey.
Mr. Morty King, the author, new books coming soon.
What would your take on that, though, Eddie? I didn't get a chance to hear because I was on the phone. You know what I'm saying? Y'all get them convos. So y'all.
Oh no, because this was just like some quick thing.
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, all right.
You talking about you
Yeah.
talking about what he was just saying?
Yeah.
No, it's like because it was would have stemmed from and stuff like that, but it was like
Because I was talking about what I told you earlier with my little brother,
Oh yeah,
like with it, but like what
it's tough, like because you can get caught up in the mix of thinking like because people good to you, you think that they good for you because like you can go out have some ice cream with a joint and somebody you can do the same thing with somebody that's just completely different, like, and then you be like, oh, I got a vibe with them. But this person help you go see, like you said,
Yeah.
she might help you go see real life in the world. She might help you learn how to build a resume or something like just the littlest stuff like that. It like seep into like your mental like yo. She do things that I like you said that I actually need in life. Like yo, I need to learn how to build resumes. I need to learn how to do this for myself. Like and she might teach you qualities of a man, like just doing manly things.
And
like,
and
yo,
we're talking both ways too. It's not just like
yeah. So like she might actually help you learn things, like teach you things, and it's like, yo, she's stimulating you completely different, but you might go out, you might smoke with her, you might drink with her, you might think, you feel me? So you like, yo, she's good to me. We do all of this. Like she keep a smile on my face, whatever. But y'all might argue. She might, when y'all argue, she might tear you down, might tell you you ain't shit. Like just the little stuff like that. And then you go talk to your man and be like, bro, you don't got to deal with that. It's somebody that do all of that and build you up. Like so. You can definitely get caught up in
and
that.
I know like I don't want you to like hold back too much, like because I know you can go in on that.
Yeah.
That's why when I said it, I knew where you were stemming from. Like I knew I can hear it in your voice, but I was like, I forgot what I was doing in the middle, so I was just like, that's why I didn't elaborate, and I was just like, but I kept it in the back of my head, like, yo, just remember to say that.
Nah, because it's like I said, you can wholeheartedly just be doing a lot of things, having a lot of fun with people, and thinking that it's like one thing, and then it's just really not that. Like you ain't building, you ain't this, you ain't that. Like you, all the things that you need to do ain't coming to fruition, but everything that you want to do is lit up. Like and it's like, yo,
and that's why I said it goes to the tell me what I need to hear, not what I want to hear.
stuff like that. I always say like it's the yin and yang to life, bro. Like I feel like sometimes you can't like cannot have no like you can't like nothing like you can never go through anything bad without the good coming from it at some point, and then it's like yo, you can never be too high up on something without going down like crashing. So it's like finding that common ground of like yo, this person knows how to tap into everything that I want to do while giving me everything I need in life. Like,
Yeah.
and
And
it's a
that's
fine
when
ass balance.
that's priceless. That's why, yeah, the balance, and that's why I said most of the time anyway, if they're good for you, then they're good to you. What do you say, Mr. Duce?
If I do say so.
I'd say with the conversation being about like what's good, like what you need and what you want to hear, and people that are good for you, and people that I feel like everything kind of does with timing. Like I've had people that may have been great for me at the moment, great for me at that time, but I wasn't ready for it when it came to me,
That
so it couldn't have
mhm.
worked right. And I had people that the complete opposite. I was ready and they weren't ready. So it can definitely, I think timing in your life and where you want to go and how much you realize who you're going to be in this world
Mhm.
plays a lot into how you move through with the people around you. Because I take it beyond relationships, even in friend groups, you got people that you want to keep around you forever, but then there's people that you know you need to keep around you too.
Right,
Like
facts.
it's for the journey that you're going on. Like I have friends that are staples in my life for 20 years, but this journey is different. People are coming with me
Mhm.
because they have a different view on the world, different view on this thing we're doing now. Like I had a great conversation yesterday with a Uber driver. Like me and my girl and my kid went to a baby shower, and it's funny because his name was Jason, and
Hey, yo,
how
Hey,
that go.
that's
yo.
crazy.
And he was like, from Moorish belief. He was a good guy. I was talking. He was a teacher. I want to have him on the pod when we talk about kids again. But because he was speaking, he had a great conversation. And it just was like, yo, I needed to be in that Uber because he kind of helped me feel great about the points I make and what my journey is in this world.
Mhm.
And it was interesting speaking to somebody, and I just felt like, yo, that was something I needed and wanted to hear. And it worked out both. Like, and it's a great thing when your needs and wants can simultaneously come together for you.
Right.
Like when somebody gives you those tools and those messages that you need, and it's exactly what you wanted to hear too,
Mhm.
it goes great. And sometimes even easier, it's easy to adjust because sometimes people give you that convo and it's not what you want to hear, but you need to hear it. And it takes a while for you to kind of let it seep into where it needs to get to in your body for it to come out,
Mhm.
for you to show people that, yo, I understood that message, I retained it, and now I'm moving in the correct way from it.
Yeah, and like just real quick, I'm just like, we at the age now. Like I'm at that place. Like I said, I really said, bro, I'm sick of just talking about it. I was like, can I just get there? Like I said, I just want to get to this level, like, and get to these places. I was like, I don't want to keep talking about it. That's goes back to when I said, like, yo, I want my dreams to be different in 5 years. I want to be
Oh,
like, yo,
completely.
I accomplished everything. So I don't want to be talking about, oh, I want this car. I want to be talking about like, yo, I want this boat now. Like I got the car, I want the boat now.
Facts.
Like but it was just like
But
I
it's
said,
good to check in on your dreams and kind of speaking things towards this because
absolutely.
I kind of deal with now. I've been trying to because I watch so much content to hear people be like, yo, I said this, I did it, and it happened that way. I'm like, yo, I got to start saying this shit more exactly how I wanted to say it because sometimes you'll say something in a way of like, yo, I want to get this shit started. We're going to get lit. And you kind of got started and it got lit. So you accomplished those goals you set, but if you were more specific, you might have achieved what you want a little bit in a faster fashion because
My fault to cut
Nah,
you.
go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I definitely
It's a funny line.
my grandma used to say that to me a lot. Like, be careful what you. Even my aunt too, because they was like they real spiritual more than like religious or whatever. But they used to say like, um, be careful what you say because God will give you what you ask for. So be more specific. And so
Mhm.
it's like what you said. I'm like, yo, that's funny to me because it's a lot of things that I think about where I did 100% what you said. I'm like, yo, I asked for basically the bare minimum of what I was asking for. Like, yo,
Mhm.
like exactly like how you said, like just to use an example, it's like, yo, like damn, bro, I wish I could start a pod and like get people watching me. And it's like, yo, I didn't ask what scale. Like, I mean, I didn't ask for like or pray for the scale that I wanted on. I asked for the bare minimum. I started it. Got a lot of people that you for me. We got subscribers, people watching,
Mhm.
whatever. So it's like, yo, now it's like I might look back, I'm like, damn, I probably should have asked for like, I should have been
No, no,
saying
no,
like,
no. I know in my prayers I am very specific
yeah,
because of stuff like that. Because then it's always the same way. Like new levels, new devils. So you don't know what else is
hmm
coming with that. Like you could be like, yo, God, I asked for the car now, but you didn't tell me it was going to like
Yeah, the
Entitled
maintenance
this,
was
yeah.
gonna be
like,
$1,000 for
all that
gas.
stuff. Like I was
$1,000
like,
for
I didn't know
oil
that. Or
change,
people,
like-
this is gonna be the car everybody wants, and now everybody's trying to break into it. Like
Yeah.
it's like that type of stuff you gotta like
You
think
said, I'm
about
part
when
of
you
the
do
Kia
it.
boys.
No, it's a manifestation is a big thing in the world to me, and even for like what we do, it's a great thing. But also you got to understand like time, like you gotta love that journey, because while you manifesting, you're on that journey. Like even us sitting right here is getting to that goal of what I set for the beginning of the year.
Facts.
But let's say it don't happen in this exact year, I'm still on path. And I didn't probably specify the year. I didn't say 2023. I said in this year. Next thing you know, it happens in 2025, and we lit, and everything I want is there.
Right.
And it still continue those things. And also while you manifest, and be grateful to whoever it is you believe in, whether it just be the universe or it be God himself specifically or herself. You got to be Pacific.
To
Specific.
How did like because what you had said, I want to ask y'all about how do y'all feel about the like timing is everything type of thing? Like how do you?
I mean, realistically, because like I believe in God's timing, and if it's God's timing, it's the right timing. You know how hard I would like years before I had my baby, like we was trying, and then it was just like, and then when I stopped, I was like, yo, because I said when it happens, it's going to be the right time. That's when it's going to be the right time. And granted, the right, and then after what happened and everything, see, look, my baby came right before the pandemic hit. So I was like, oh man,
Same,
it would have broke me if I was, because when the pandemic hit, the fathers wasn't
Couldn't have
really
been
allowed
there,
to be in
yeah.
there, and that would have been my first experience. And I was like, yo, literally, she was born, took her home, like a day or two later, pandemic hit. Like I was like, great,
Yeah.
but the way my life elevated and everything that came after, that's why I was like, oh, see, look, it was this.
It was
I knew it was
destined
going
to
to be the
be
right
exactly
time,
like
like
this, yeah.
because everything we were going through before, and a lot of things, I never had to go through a lot of that again since she's been here. And that's why I was like, yo, I knew it was just going to be the right time. And so sometimes, like, you can't complain about that. It's the same way, like I said, King Status Podcast been on my mind. I had jotted down everything for like sitting on it for 2 years. It still took time, like, to still build everything up. And then you started building things up, and then it became yo, come over here, I have it now. But you kept asking, and like I keep saying, you kept asking me every time you saw me, yo, when you getting back into it? Yo, when you getting back into it? But then it became now I have it. So, and that's why I said a lot of things. That's why y'all see me moving different from how I was moving last year, simply because I said, yo, things started dropping in my life where I felt like God was up there like, all right, here, now what's your excuse? Here, now what's your excuse? You living up here now. What's your excuse now? Now you don't have to feel all this other shit you was feeling. That's why I stopped, that's why I started being, oh, I'm back in front of the camera. Oh, I'm building my wardrobe back up. Oh, I'm doing this. I'm putting everything out. I'm doing everything. So so I really believe in that. But at the same time, not yet, Jay.
I know.
I just want to say,
I can hear it in your voice, cuz.
there's a
They
thing.
just here. I'm trying to clean up for me. Yeah, you can hear it. I just put the hand there. I know. I want it to be crystal on point.
No, I just want to let y'all know, and I just want to let people know it's really a difference when you believe in yourself, and not just saying you believe in it in yourself just because you want it to sound good to everybody else, that you want to sound confident. No, everything I said with my life before as a teenager, I was like, it's crazy how my life still aligned with what I wanted back then, because I knew that's what it was going to be. I knew I was like, I always said, because I saw everybody with the baby mom issues and stuff. I said, no, I want to be married first, because I want to make sure that me and this person want to be together before we have a child, because I never wanted to have that. Remember in Notorious, like, when Biggie found out he was having a baby and he was like stressed, I said I never wanted that feeling. I always wanted to be happy when I found out, and I was able to have that. I said I wanted to be on my own with a car, everything like that, before I had a child, and that's literally what happened.
What you manifested,
and I because I always said that, I was like, I had to be, and it was no doubt in my mind that was going to happen. And that's the reason why I said, like, yo, it's still aligned. I didn't know when it was going to happen, but it was still, that's when I realized, yo, it's a big difference when you truly believe in your heart and just saying you believe it. So that's why now when I do things, I'm like, oh no, this is what it's going to be. This is going to be out there. When I just said, yo, we are the front of the culture. We are that. And I believe that. We're going to be that. We're on our way to be that. And we all got the skill, passion, and everything to do it. And I really believe that. You believe in your craft 100%. You shit.
It's too much passion.
Blooper, yep, it's too much. Oh man, but the mic fucked me up.
Keep going. Keep going. Strong ass that broke my shit. Look, did you?
Oh man, guess I don't know my own strength.
Hey yo.
Go ahead.
Hey yo.
I messed myself up. I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry, people.
Man.
That was God
Yo.
saying, bro, shut up.
Hey.
You
Yo,
ain't know.
Oh my
They the
goodness,
motivational speakers.
And no, you definitely is it. We turned them into motivational. But no, timing to me, kind of like for a later episode, what we talked about in group chat, I feel like it's a great thing for another pod I want to start that you're gonna be part of. You don't even know it yet. But timing to me is something that is the trickiest thing in this world to master.
Absolutely.
Because of sometimes you're waiting for a moment that will never come. And sometimes you're in the moment and you can't realize to be like, well, let me turn everything on and get right where I need to be.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you might need to take a second and reevaluate, come back, get the plan together, and then present it. And once you figure out timing for yourself in your life, it'll set you up for everything you need to come. Because you figure it out. For me, I know I'm kind of person that just got to start. The more I delay, the more I feel, the more time wasted, because I work best under pressure.
Same.
So like I gotta make sure if I'm in it, I can figure out the way I need to get out of it. When I'm waiting and pacing, I'm gonna wait forever because I'm always gonna find something that can make something better.
Yep.
And in this, like if people can see, I've been adding to just this aspect of my life, but every other aspect I pour into and be like, well, why didn't we start this yet? Like we want to do a cooking show, me and my girl. Not cooking, eat. I guess they call it eating, whatever they do, where you go to places and you review restaurants. But I'm like, well, we gotta have this. I gotta get a gimbal. I gotta do this, and she's like, well, cuz we just could start. We order food all the fucking time. We spend all that money.
I ain't gonna lie.
And why
feel the
not
same
give
way
these
about that
businesses
type
these
of
shout
stuff.
outs?
Yeah. Real talk.
But like going to your point, that's when I always say like perfection, being a perfectionist turns into procrastination, because like you said, now that you're sitting around waiting, you keep finding ways what you can add and how it could be better, and then it just ends up taking longer. And then like you said, sometimes you don't even realize you're in the moment, because now you're just sitting back thinking, oh, it's ways and I gotta wait for this and wait for that. It's like, no. And you kind of did that for me too. Like once you said come and then we tried it, it was like, okay, bro, putting it out. Like it's just like, oh, I didn't have time to really prepare for it no more. But then it's like you see, we just started rolling with the punches.
Yeah,
No,
like
it's
it's,
fact.
it's like what you said. That joint is very, very, very tricky. And you know, Mama Deb, even she was like trying to tell us that, like, yo,
Shout out Miss Deb Anthony.
is no for especially for somebody like me that feel the same way. Like, yo, I be on some super perfectionist type stuff. So like, I could have something ready, and then if I don't get it out by the time I thought I wanted it out, I'll be, oh dang, I could add this to it. This might need a new beat. Maybe I shouldn't have said this the same way. You feel me? So this is like, but she was like telling me like, yo, like your time is your time. Like whenever your time is, that's when it is. Like, and,
She did say that.
and that's like one of the biggest things I always like try to take. Like, yo, even when I'm nervous and I still get that, like, yo, bro, like you starting to do that, you starting to do it again. You start, like, you feel me? I just be like, you know what, drop it. Like, just so now,
That's where I'm at now
like,
too.
So it's like, cause I got bad anxiety, so like I'll trick myself out of
Same.
my spot, like just because I'm like, bro, everything that I do know, I still get that, like I'm still the kid like that had all of those same feelings, like, yo, I can't do this, or I was too this to do this, or I'm not enough. And it's like, yo, if I just drop it, my anxiety don't got no chance to navigate through anything. It's like it's there now. So what you gonna do about it? And it's like I'm always gonna step, because that's just my nature, and like how, like you said, like I thrive off of the pressure of everything. So it's like I'm always gonna step because I know that's the easiest part for me. Is like, oh, it's chaos. Oh, all right, let me just get out of here. And like, you feel me? Or I can just figure out like, oh, this joint on fire. I'm not tripping because I know one thing. I'm gonna get out of here. So it's like it's like the same thing. It's like, yo, I can trip off of before it happens, but once it does happen, I'm you feel me? I'm so like quick on my feet with everything, like especially when it's when it's you under pressure. So it's like
it it's scary, but then it really becomes the fight or flight. It's
Mhm.
it's like that just kicks in. It's like, well, either way, you got to do something. Like you
No,
got
facts.
you got to do it now.
that's like like just using an analogy. It's like being in a gathering knowing it's about to be a brawl. And it's like, yo, I don't know what, and then you just get socked. Now it's you don't like
Hey,
you don't got no
God
chance to
damn.
think about anything. It's like, what are you gonna do about it? Like
Yeah.
it's kind of it's like it's give me that feel.
No,
It's
that's a
like
great analogy.
That's
a great analogy.
because, but then it's scary because like the analogy he used, you get socked and nigga, you sleep like you can't do nothing.
Oh no, he
Like,
said something. They ain't say knock
I
me
was
the
about to
fuck
say,
out.
I ain't say get put. I said you just got socked. I'm like, that could be.
I think he mean that. Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah,
all right.
exactly.
all right.
That's exactly.
Not no. Oh shit! I'm
about
because
to
the
fuck
way,
going out of
way,
here.
way I pictured it, like, oh shit, everything going.
Nah, I ain't say you get stumbled unconscious. Like, nah. I'm just like I said, just like a little pop, just on the, all right, we fighting.
Yeah, like that. That's
one
what
of
I
those,
said. Like, I think maybe that is why.
say
Like,
get put.
that's all I picture. Like, you know, some of them
Somebody
times,
knocked the fuck out.
some of them times, like
He ain't
you don't
say
see
Kimbo
it coming.
Slice
that's
punched
it.
him, nigga.
However, to
Rest
be
in peace.
transparent, life is like that, dumb. Like
Yeah.
sometimes you do get put. Like,
And that's all I was gonna say. Like, as far as going to the timing thing, it's like it's always gonna be hard to. Sometimes it's one of them things. Like, don't even try to pinpoint it because you never know. Like, you can. And anything could happen. And I don't wish this on nobody, but anything can happen. You could be like, yo, I finally bought this building to have like my media studio and everything in. And then when you go to move in, oh snap, the building burned down. It's like things like that. Like anything can happen and you can't control it. So sometimes it's like one of those, like, yo, don't even always trying to pinpoint. You can pinpoint it, but just say like around this time, like you say, like, yo, I want to just have this by this year or something like that. You know what I'm saying. No, because I was like, if I start talking some more, I'm gonna just keep going. Like,
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. That's
Give
what
us
people pay to
another-
see.
Another 5 minute.
nah, because sometimes when I watch it back, I be like, damn, bro, stop talking. Like, I be looking at myself
Well, that's
like,
because you looking at you. Someone else
Yeah.
like, yeah, keep talking.
Yeah, true.
What else you got?
Keep talking with
You
that
always
voice.
got.
oh,
I always think it's somebody else on the side of the camera. Just want to hear everything I gotta say, and
about
that's
to
how
say.
you gotta take it. If you when you in your head, all right, too long, you kind of either you miss what you're trying to say.
I ain't gonna. I be gonna lie. I don't give a fuck. Like,
Hey, yo.
I be on some like I'm gonna just get my point across, and I just feel like this is like I'll say something. I'm like, this is the only time I get to really get it all out. Like this,
Yeah.
I'm like I use this time to talk. Like this is what I'm here for.
Nah,
I'm going.
that's what I do. That's,
That's what
that's
I'm
why I do appreciate it. Of like, it gives me the time to just talk and really say what's in my head,
Yeah.
so people don't just think like I'm just in my bubble or however anybody experiences me. Like, you know, some people they don't think I laugh or talk, and then there's some people like that.
Stop,
Oh,
yo,
this guy is silly. And
you know like the one thing I've been thinking about, like every
What's
time
that?
you say that, I never really like said it out loud, but I think about it. It's like the people, like sometimes the people that feel like that, y'all was in the completely wrong setting. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like, and it's like a lot of people say that. I'm like, oh, he on this, and be like that. I'm like, you only experienced me in school for them 4 minutes that we had to change class. We was posted on the wall. That's where you know me from. This 4 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm like, I ain't like you for me. I like for this 4 minutes, I might not want to be on some jokey laugh time. I might be
Yeah.
here to see the homies and slide to go see somebody
Yeah.
else for 2 minutes and then get to my class. Like, yo, don't be using this 4
Small
minutes.
example to
like,
assess
Yeah.
my whole personality.
yeah, like, bro,
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah, we about to start
240
calling Marcus the
seconds.
Claw.
Like literally, you use
What?
240 seconds to
One of my favorite nicknames that only one person gave me, but I said, yo, I was like, I probably do look like that. She called me Quiet Storm. Like older
that's a
woman.
good
She was like, she saw me, she was like, Quiet Storm. Cause like one of them times she's used to seeing me not saying much and all that. She saw me grab that mic one day and got in front of people, like talking, and was like, and that's when it had everybody like, cause I remember my lady said that. She said everybody in the crowd, like, wait, like he talks? Like, and he's talking passionate. Cause it's like when you get me started to talk passionate, like you can't you can't stop me. I'm like, I'm trying to make somebody listen.
It's like remind me of when when you was doing your vows. It's like how you had everybody. Like I use that specifically. I'm like, yo, cause you every single person, including me, somebody that's seen you do everything. I'm like, bruh, even like you made me do it. So I'm like, when I looked around, everybody was stone faced, like,
wait, what is he doing?
Like they was like so shocked, like, oh, he got emotion. Oh, he talked like, oh, he passionate, like all that type of stuff. It was like for me, like I said, oh, you took that step off. I was like,
yo, and that's why I didn't tell nobody. Only thing I was telling her was like, I said, watch when I do this. I said, I hope it worked. But I said, watch when I do this. I was so excited about because I said, yo, I ain't telling nobody just to throw everybody off. But I was like, I hope it works.
Because me and bro, we said the same thing. He said, I was sitting there. He was like, where's he going? I was like, I said the same. As soon as you walked off, like I'm first in line basically. So it's like I got a broad horizon of everything. When you went to go walk off, I'm thinking like, where's he going? And then he said, I come back. I said, oh no.
Nah, because I think we was just talk about it real quick. It's like just for the audience real quick. Like when I was doing my wedding vows, it was a moment in there where I was saying, and today I walk away from like everything, basically my past and what I was. And so like when I did it, everybody was just standing still. This is like, a vow. So like building quiet. But we had like over 200 people in there. So it's like building quiet though.
Popping.
And then when I did it, that's when I knew, because remember I was holding the thing. I didn't have the mic in my hand yet, and then I snatched it because I knew when it was time to do it. So when I did it, I turned around and I said, "So today I walk away from this." But I started walking. I didn't really just like. I literally started walking like away. So like it threw everybody. And then when I turned around and I said,
and was like,
and then when I said. And then I stepped back up and I turned around, stepped back up in the face, and today I'm a new man. All I heard was one. I know that's right, and then the building went up.
I was
like,
just about to say that, bro, because it was such a movie like.
You can probably see it on YouTube too. I think it's on YouTube still.
Oh,
I know the wedding is on YouTube, but
yeah. So I'm like, it was such like a movie scene. Like it's like literally something that you watch in movies. So I'm like, I feel like we all felt like that. Like when you did the walk away, and we was like. And she did the step. Somebody said that. I was like,
yeah.
I need a handkerchief.
That's one thing everybody always says to me about who, like anybody that was there. They say, "Yo, your vows was like everything." Like, but I'm gassed up when I'm writing it. Like, oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm thinking I know how to make shows and make production. This Mr. Moore King here.
And that's like afterwards and stuff like that. I'm like, yo. That really was exactly who you are. I'm like, bro, he just like how we are. I'm like, gotta make everything dramatic. Like, gotta make it a scene.
You know me, like, you know
his
me.
Moment. Had to make sure he sees.
Listen, bro, it don't matter if it's his moment, somebody else's moment, bro. Quick story for the people, real quick.
I know what you
just real quick. Shout out to sis. This is before the days and all that. And like, we ain't gonna really get into it. But like, it was my birthday, so I had a room party. For me, everybody coming through, I'm hitting X amount of people like, yo, slide tonight, whatever. My little sister is friends with a couple people that we wanted to come through, but he's on his way down. I'm trying to get in touch with him to see like, yo, can you slide and grab some of these people? I think that the people was already in contact with you before I got to you. So, so like, what I don't know is he's gathering the people and on his way. I'm just trying to hit his phone like, yo, bro.
My brother doing the same thing too.
So yeah, his other brother, he calling him, trying to hit his phone. So the funniest part about the story, like that little funny part, is that he was tripping off it like, yo, he ain't picking up the phone, bro. He not about to show up and stuff. And when he said, I just looked, I said, bro, this is my brother we talking about. He's not gonna not be here for me. I said, for two. After I looked at the time, it was like an hour went by, like an hour and some change went by, and we couldn't get up. I said, bro, all he about to do is come to the door with a bunch of people and look like the man. I said, I know him. I still was trying to call him just to see, but I think it was like after like the last 2 times, I was like, I already know what he on. There's no point. By the time he get there, I'm blasted, wasted. It's over. But I go, he knock on the door. I open it. Of course, it's him, like 7, 8 people. He just
7, 8 women.
Yeah, yeah, I'm about to say.
There you go.
So I'm like,
because I definitely opened the door first. I said, "I'm here." And then
I was just
like, they all stuck.
and then
Hey,
soon as I said, I just started laughing. I was like, bro, I already knew. I said, this is why you ain't pick it up. He's like, bro, you know me. I was like,
I'm like, bro.
he gonna look at me and say, you know me. I'm like, yeah, I do.
That's fine.
Like,
Hey,
Because he
gotta
already
entrance.
started suspecting. He was like, yo, he gonna do this. That's why I always say, I don't care. I don't care. I'm one of them fashionably late people. I want to come and fly, and you see what I'm coming
yeah, I'm
in
about to
with.
say, like,
Right.
always, especially back then, that's like when I used to super call him a pretty boy. Like, he always was dressed up. That shit used to piss me off. I'm like, bro, we about to go to Walmart.
Hey,
Like,
yo,
we
got
about to go to the mall or something, but
Got to.
nah, that was, you feel me? You know, this is some
Yo,
ice steelo.
because you know what's crazy? Like, when I really thought about it, like, yo, we from the day and age, when I really thought about it, I said, yo, it's only maybe a handful or under a handful of females I might have been talking to that I met through online. Like everybody was like a
Mhm.
face-to-face interaction. And I'm really like at this point now, I'm like, yo, that's such a lost art. I really thought about it. I said, yo, I used to have to go to the
That's
mall,
why-
skating ring, everything, like and just walk in there. But
That's
I
why
was like,
people-
it just really like talk and being a face and really have game.
I feel
But
like that's why people so weird nowadays. Like,
yeah.
just to throw that out there.
But yeah, we want to thank y'all for tuning in to the King Status Podcast.
I feel like this was a real like without a topic thing. This was just really us in here just talking type of episode. Like
Informative.
the
WTTH.
touch.
I am definitely not editing this with headphones on. All right.
Come here, Jay. Let me whisper in your ear. But we thank y'all for tuning in to the King Status Podcast. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow all these young, handsome fellas. I'm Mr. Moore the King, along with
EdBuck LC, aka Playboy Bucky.
Mr. J. do say.
If I do say so myself. And remember, no one can fit the crown that is meant for you. Take care. Love and peace. Peace and love. And you do the dumbass sound.